there, welcome to day 29 already of our Get Up and Go Challenge, our 40-day free Get Up and Go Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and yesterday we were talking about victims, being a victim, and this is a really hard topic for me and for a lot of us, because I always thought, oh, I'm not a victim, I'm in control of my life, I do my own thing, I make my own direction, I set my own goals and objectives, I go for what I want. But as I did the exercises through this, it's really enlightening and really eye-opening how often each and every one of us in our everyday life are victims and feel like victims. I'm not saying that we are victims. That's like saying, I am a victim. Why the heck would we ever want to own that? I am not a victim, I'm a victor. So today I want to talk a little bit about, okay, now we looked at and we brainstormed and we were like, okay, how are all the possible ways that I could be a victim? We went through a quick rundown on how victims play the game, because life is a game, right? We're here to experience life as only we uniquely can, and none of us are getting out of it alive, right? We come, we experience all kinds of different things, and then we transition. So while we're here, most of us want to have a happy time and make the best life experiences and the best choices possible. That doesn't always happen, right? Life gets in the way. Things outside of us definitely impact us, but we always know that we have the power to choose how we're going to respond to those things. Even if it doesn't feel like it sometimes, we always have and can claim that personal power. And today, that's what that's about. It's about mastering the game of life and not letting outside influences flim-flam and slap us around and knock us up alongside the head. I like to say knock us up alongside the head, because I've had experiences, just like I'm sure you have and everyone else on the planet, where situations outside of us have totally derailed us. They've derailed our plans, our relationships, our goals, our objectives, anything that we wanted. It's not a straight line from where we are to where we want to be. And we're definitely learning that with this year and the COVID-19 virus and all the other craziness that's going on in America for sure, but on our planet as a whole. So what does mastery have to do with combating being a victim, right? If I'm a victim, I'm living in fear. I'm living with things outside myself and all the other things we said yesterday. And I did remember to add the quick rundown on how victims play the game into the comments of yesterday's share. And I'm going to do the balancing one of that today. But how do we master the game by not playing the game at all? I think I mentioned a few days ago about how my sisters got upset with me after my sudden cardiac arrest when I started to not participate. I started to say, I choose not to participate in this drama. I'm from a family of all girls, and even without all girls, lots of families have drama. Almost every family I've ever heard of has some situation or some drama or something going on. Somebody gets sick, somebody gets divorced, somebody goes to jail, somebody breaks their leg. There's always drama and things in any relationship, but especially in our families. And the bigger our families, the more opportunities for drama and challenges. And following my sudden cardiac arrest, my family's no different. We have challenges, we have dramas, just like everybody else. I started to not get involved in any of the discussions, not have an opinion, not be judgmental. Just say, and I don't really care for the expression, not my circus, not my monkey, but so true. Your challenges are your business. My challenges are my business. How we handle them, we can ask each other for shortcuts and advice and tips and tricks and strategies and hacks, but bottom line, you have to decide how you're going to deal with your challenges, and I have to decide how I'm going to deal with mine. And that leads to the O in soap today. I've got some weird soap graphics on my screen bar of soap. But the O in soap, of course, stands for opportunities. It stands for options. It stands for infinite possibilities. It stands for the choices and the ideas and the different directions and turns we can take, any way that we can look at solutions to the challenge that we're facing. There's infinite possibilities. So often we think in terms of black and white. It's either this or that. But almost any situation on the planet, in our lives, that we will ever experience has more than two possibilities or more than two possible solutions. Almost never is something this or that, life or death. Very, very seldom do we experience obstacles that are literally life or death. And so it's up to us to brainstorm and come up with ideas and open ourselves up to the possibility that there are other possibilities and that there are actually many possibilities. But sometimes our brains are so closed and we're so fixed in our thinking and our beliefs and our thoughts, which we dealt with a little bit last week or for mindset, and for thinking and our mental well-being and our mental capacity, and this is all about and for me, going through the SOAP framework this time is all about emotions and how do we handle emotions. And of course, fear is, we learned on the bottom rung, the 22nd lowest vibrating emotion. And love, of course, is on the top, right? It's the highest frequency, highest emotion. So we want to think about, if we're feeling afraid about something, doubt, worry, well, they're all different levels of the emotional guidance system, but to me, they all feel about the same. Doubt, worry, fear, insecurity, unworthiness, they all feel really, really bad to me. And love and excitement and curiosity and gratitude and joy and happiness, they all feel really, really good to me. So love is the counteractor of fear. And how do we feel love? By knowing that we always know the answer, right? Even though we don't want to admit it. And if we think about our life and our experiences and all the things that have happened, we've played a part in that. Even if it's just because we were born into a certain family or born a certain day. I ascribe to the belief that we are spiritual beings much bigger and longer existing than the little life that we're leading here on the planet. You may or may not believe that, but I do. And I know that because of that, I take more responsibility for the stuff that happens to me and in my life. And that's why the victim exercise is so hard, and was so hard for me the first time I went through this. Not so hard now, because I'm like, okay, yeah, I know, I still am playing a victim in certain areas and aspects of my life. And are they helping me to get what I want? No, because when I'm being a victim or feeling like a victim, I am giving my power away to other entities, other people. It's usually other people, not entities, but I'm giving it away to something outside of me. And whenever I'm doing that, I know that I'm not serving myself, because I'm the only expert on me, right? You're the only expert on you. Nobody is a better authority or expert on what is right for you than you. Even our parents, even our children, even our significant others, they only see part of us, right? We are this huge, and we're more than just a physical being. And you know, again, don't take my word for it. If you don't believe that, look into it for yourself, study it yourself, find out what feels right to you. So mastery, it's all about love, self-responsibility, giving to yourself, taking care of yourself. There was this belief when I was younger. I believed that taking care of myself was super duper selfish, and that I needed to put other people first. My sisters, my parents, my kids, my spouse, everything and everybody. And you know, even the people that I worked with, even the people that, I'm watching a really cool bird outside, sorry, distracted, ooh, squirrel. I put everything and everybody else first, and I thought it was selfish if I took care of myself. What a limiting, silly belief that was, right? If we don't love ourselves first and take care of ourselves first, we have nothing left to give. We have no energy left over to help and serve other people. So mastery, we haven't really talked about it, but mastery is simply, it's your knowing that you'll figure it out, right? It's your belief, your self-confidence, your self-knowledge that you know that you really know what you think you don't know. But if you sit and reflect and ask yourself, hey, ask yourself questions. What does this mean? And it's usually, what does this mean to me? Because what something means to me is different than what it means for you. And it doesn't matter what it means to me. It only matters what it means and how it impacts you. So today, I want to quickly share with you the counteracting to the victim, the mastery little worksheet, and then our action item for today. We're still going through the SOAP model, right? And it's emotional. So we're going through the SOAP model. I'm going through it with respect to emotion. You might have picked a different area to go through for your experience with this. I did bring my lovely graphic with me. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, or contribution. Whichever one you've decided to go through this time is entirely up to you. But we're going to brainstorm at least 10 options of what you could do right now. Because yesterday we talked about our story, where we are now with respect to this area of your life. So where am I now emotionally? Where do I want to be? And I shared that yesterday. And then today, okay, well, what are all the possibilities of how I get from where I am now to where I want to be? How do I get from a 7 to a 10? What are all the possible ways? And we're going to brainstorm this today, as far-fetched and as crazy as you can possibly imagine. Maybe you're going to hire, maybe I'm going to hire an emotional intelligence guru or coach. I mean, that might cost $10,000 or $20,000. Maybe that, but I can put that on my list. Probably not going to do that, right? There's so much work I can do on my own. And is that an area where I need to spend that kind of a resource investment in order to get what I want? Maybe, but I'm going to say right now, probably not, but I can still put it on the list as a viable option. I always challenge people to try to get a brainstorm list of 100 things. And after about 10 is usually pretty easy. We can brainstorm and knock out 10 possible things that we could do to get from where we are to where we want to be really, really easy. Once you get to about 20, 25, 30, you actually really have to open up your mind and your imagination and your thoughts and start looking for other possibilities. And to get to 100, that usually takes some work, and you're not going to knock it off in 10 minutes. You can get 1 to 10, 1 to 20 easily in 10 minutes. But when it comes to, I need a list of 100 things that I can do to get from where I am to where I want to be. And guess what? That's the most powerful exercise and thing you can ever do to get the things that you want and achieve the things that you want. So let's talk about being a master. So that's our assignment today. That's our action item today. Brainstorm a list, just brainstorm a list of, and then share 1 or 2 in the comments below. And if you want to share the craziest, funniest, most outrageous one, go ahead and share that, because let's have some fun with this. I don't know about you, but I'm working on having a lot more fun in 2020. So let me grab my magnifying glass, and I'm going to look down a lot because I have to try to see this. It says how a master doesn't play the game at all, because they play the game of life to win, but they don't play the victim game. It says those going for their masters are going for empowerment, back to remembering, out of separation and out of aloneness. The world of masters in training, because we're all works in progress, right? We're all masters in training. We're all working to become hopefully the best version of ourselves before we transition and leave the planet once and for all, and leave this life once and for all. Also known as dying, but I like the word transition better than dying. And dying seems so final and so much the end, and it's not the end. I know this from personal experience. So, the world of masters in training. And then tomorrow, what I'll share with you as we go to A for, I'm not going to say what A is, but the A in soap. Tomorrow, I will share how do we do this? How do we get our masters in life? What can we do? And I'm going to share a guaranteed strategy that if you do it for 30 days, you'll get your masters in life. If that makes sense. It's just a 15-minute exercise every day, and it's a 6-step process. I'll share that tomorrow. But today, let's say, what does this look like? And what you want to do is you want to check off the ones that apply to you already, because I guarantee some of them you can check off from the victim's game, and some of them you can check off from the master's game, because we're all at different levels of development or personal beingness or whatever. So it says masters choose what is desired for the joy of it. They decide what they're going to do just for the fun of it, just for the joy of it. They allow without judgment, so they're not judging and criticizing other people's choices, other people's lives, other people's things. So anytime I want to comment on certain social media things, I encourage myself to just scroll by. And every time I scroll by and just ignore it and let people be themselves, I am allowing them to be themselves. That is me being a master. Anytime I give in and I comment with my opinion, I'm being a victim, right? I'm not living and allowing. Well, and maybe I am. If I'm just sharing my opinion and not judging anyone else, then I'm allowing. If I am sharing my opinion, hoping to change someone else's mind, then I'm not allowing them to be who they are. So I'm really not a master, and I've got more work to do. Masters are always in control. Masters are always in the flow of life. They're always going in the stream of life that moves them toward what they want. They act and they take action, whereas victims always react. So ask yourself, am I being reactive or proactive? If the things I'm doing most of the time are proactive and moving me in the direction I want to go, I'm acting, I'm being a master. If most of the things that I'm doing are just responding to the things that happen around me, to life, then I am reacting, and that's more of a victim mode. Masters are owned by no one, no place, and no thing. They're not beholden to anybody. So as an employee, I wasn't a master. I had a master, right? My boss was always in charge. Know that they create it all. This is a tough one for a lot of people, minute to minute, decade to decade. Now, masters know this. This is really hard because it requires that I take 100% personal responsibility for everything that happens to me in my life and about my life and how I respond to it. That's a tough one. That's a stretch for all of us. But guess what? I am at a point in my life where I do know whether I like it or not, I am the one creating it. I am the only one that can actually change it. And so there's some stuff in my life, like everybody else, that I don't like, that isn't yielded the results that I want yet. So I have to remind myself that where I am right now is the sum total of all the experiences, all the decisions, all the things, and all the choices I've made in the past up to this point. But now, right now, I can change my mind. I can change my actions. I can change my thoughts. I can change my feelings. I can change my beliefs. And that is what's going to change the rest of my life and my results going forward. Masters understand maneuvers because they have maneuvered. Masters understand that we can change our direction whenever we so choose, because we've done it before. We've changed our direction before. Masters choose calm where there is chaos. Now, I got to tell you, if you have the ability to choose calm in 2020, you are truly a master. Masters no longer play into dramas. They ignore them. Again, kind of I choose not to participate much as, and now my family just kind of expects it from me. They don't complain or bitch or moan to me about anything because they know I'm going to listen with kindness and compassion. I'm not going to tell them what to do, but a lot of it is I'm not the one to vent to or have your drama with, because I know that it's your drama and you're going to have to figure it out. I can't do it for you. It's like if we're trying to make other people happy. As much as I want my children and my grandchildren and my people I love and care about to be happy, I can't be happy for them. I can be happy for them, but I cannot be happy for them. They have to choose it themselves. Masters no longer give themselves away to the world. Masters blame no one or no thing for anything. They don't assess blame. Masters always move on without regret, no matter what. So I'm still working on this one, as many of us are. But things will happen in your life, and you choose to continue moving toward what it is that you want. You continue to move forward no matter what happens, no matter how bad it is or how devastating. You continue to move forward with your life and create the life that you want and that you're destined to lead. Masters never cop out to God's will or fate or luck, either good or bad. They don't ever blame, because blaming God or blaming luck or giving credit to God or giving credit to luck it's a cop-out. It's letting something outside of you be responsible for your choices, your actions, your reactions, your experiences and how you respond to them. And it just isn't true. And masters know their divinity and work daily to magnify that feeling of having their own personal power and choosing and creating the life that they want. So check off of those things, the things that most pertain to you now. And surely there's more that you can add to this list. What are other ways that you currently are demonstrating that you're in control of your world, your life, and that you are a master of your life? This says, stepping out of victimhood is like coming home after a long absence and being introduced to yourself for the first time. Very true. So I took a snapshot of this. I'll share it in the comments below when I go ahead and share this experience, this lesson for today. Again, love to know what you think of this whole victim, fear to master and love and self-empowerment teaching from, again, this isn't me making this up. This is Lynn Grabhorn, and it isn't just her making it up. This is her playbook of exercises that help each and every one of us to go through this. Actually, it's more of an opening to the possibilities of what we are and what we can create in life. And I love this book. Again, started to do it as part of my relationship work and committed that I'm going to do it. And it ends up that it fits right into not only relationships, but mental and emotional and beliefs and all of the core foundational things that I'm personally working on as I get up and go, as I continue to work my way through my life and hopefully master my life. Tomorrow we'll find out exactly how do we get our masters in life. And we'll also be talking about the A, which is, you've been through this with me before, action. We're going Okay, that's it. Have an absolutely amazing day. Sorry for whispering, not sorry. And if I can help you in any way, if you have any questions about this or anything else, please share them in the comments below. Again, this is just my way of working on my emotions and my emotional health and my emotional well-being as I work through this SOAP model with you. All right, I will be with you tomorrow. Bye.